left.
Well, first, just kind of from both of you guys, what is just your reaction to seeing the success that this bullpen has had as of late, and just what has been the conversation amongst you all in the bullpen that's preparing you for just the performance that everyone's been having on the mound?
You want to go?
I think everybody's just super prepared. We have an opponent every single day, whether it's top of the lineup, bottom of the lineup. Everybody kind of has a plan for what they want to do and how they want to execute, and just keeps on going that way.
Yeah, I think it's just we're all kind of taking a little bit of extra pride in this little bit of run here. We were leaned on pretty heavily during the regular season, and to kind of see that carry over and have success in the playoffs has been really cool for a lot of us, and we're really proud down there.
Ben, this is your first postseason experience. What advice have you received from some of the guys in the bullpen, and how did you feel that just getting yesterday that can allow you for just other opportunities in this series moving forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest message was just to be myself. Again, it's just another day of baseball. Nothing needs to change or reinvent the wheel or try anything new. And really just to soak it all in and just taking every moment, enjoy it. Yeah.
JP, you're in the front.
Ben, there's a picture on your Instagram of you in a tournament in Puerto Rico wearing what really looks like a Mets jersey. Did you grow up a Mets fan?
I didn't know. I think it was that was a long time ago. I think it was a travel team thing. They had a small event in Puerto Rico, so I think the Mets were sponsoring it, or they were kind of running it.
What did you?
I was a Red Sox fan growing up, so yeah.
Go to Bill in the third row.
Daniel, when you made your debut, I think it was 09,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody had come to you from the future and said, bullpen games are going to be a thing, and in the playoffs, bullpen games are going to be a thing, even when you have options for starters,
Right.
What would your 2009 self told you?
I would have definitely been surprised. I was talking to somebody yesterday. We were kind of thinking on whether or not we were going to do a bullpen game today, or yesterday thinking about for today's game, and my immediate thought was if we push Walker back, how does that affect his usage the rest of the series? And then now it's kind of almost seems like the opposite. They're trying to do a bullpen game today to make sure that we all are available for the next 3 games in a row in New York. So it's definitely different, obviously, from when I came up in the big leagues for the first time. But it's it's pretty cool to see bullpen guys kind of get used like this.
As a fan, do you like it, or is this more aesthetically pleasing to have Clayton throw 9 innings?
I mean, obviously, yeah, you want your studs out there as much as possible, but I'm a fan of just well pitched baseball in general. I grew up watching the '90s Braves, and those guys freaking winning 1-0, 2-0 playoff games all the time. So I just love the intensity of a low-scoring playoff game where all the little things matter. Taking extra 90 feet here and there, and throwing strikes and be aggressive in the strike zone. I just love watching those types of games.
Go to Bill on the right side in the fourth row.
Yeah, Daniel, how much have you enjoyed, knock on wood, a relatively healthy season all the way through?
Yeah, it's been a couple years since I've had one of those. So yeah, relatively knock on wood is probably the word to use there. You have your good days and bad days, and thankfully I've had more good than bad this season. So to get to this point, definitely, like I said, a little bit of a sense of pride in myself, showing that I could do it again.
What's your thought process about doing it again next year?
I'm just trying to get through this. Get through today. We'll worry about that when we cross that bridge and we get there. I'm just trying to get through today and help this team get another win.
A few more for these guys. JP.
Curious about when each of you became aware of the scoreless inning streak and the fact that you were close to tying and perhaps breaking a record.
I wasn't really aware of the record thing until yesterday. Somebody brought it up before the game. Obviously, we knew, the last 6 innings of Game 3 were scoreless, and then we threw back-to-back shutouts. So obviously, the scoreless inning streak was in the forefront of everybody's mind, but I didn't know that there was a record for that until yesterday. So to throw up 9 more goose eggs yesterday, that was pretty cool.
I found out after the game. I'm honestly glad it was after the game. It wasn't prior to it.
I had that thought too in the eighth. I was like,
Yeah.
dang.
So I'm glad it was after, but yeah.
Go to Shy, third row on the right.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey.
I'm wondering, given what you were just saying when Bill asked you about the bullpen games and
Yeah.
the evolution, if you can contrast sort of what the Nationals did in 2019 and when you were part of it there,
Yeah.
where the innings were really concentrating the rotations, and maybe some of the challenges on both ends of being so starter dependent versus being a bit more creative in usage like you guys are.
I think it's just I don't know what's the correct way to say what's right about that, but I think it's just all how the roster's constructed at that point in time. Obviously, we've had some catastrophic injuries in the rotation this year, so our young guys that have been in the minor leagues have come up and really played a big part in our season. Out of the bullpen, in the starting rotation, up and down, and now we got some young guys that are stretched out in the bullpen helping us win games. So. I think it's just all a matter of how the roster's constructed in that current time. Obviously in 2019 with the Nats, we had 5 horses in the rotation that remained relatively healthy throughout the season and in the playoffs. So you're going to ride those guys if you have them. In my opinion, I think you have to ride your studs, and we're going to do that to the guys we have available. And at this point, if the bullpen is the 4th starter, then so be it. Let's ride ourselves and get out there and get another W.
Go to Adam, third row in the middle.
Daniel, how has Will Smith figured in the current run for the pitchers and really the whole season with so many moving pieces and so many changes in the starting rotation?
Yeah.
How has he specifically impacted this?
I think that's an underrated part of what Will's done this year, honestly. I don't know how many pitchers it is. You guys probably know, but to have that many bodies come in and contribute to a team that won 98 ball games, it takes a big contribution from the catchers, and Austin and Will have done a great job of being able to, navigate, everybody's strengths, knowing what everybody does well throughout a ball game. How many relievers come into a game these days, just knowing what we all do best, and to try to navigate that part of the lineup. Will's done a tremendous job, obviously, and this scoreless streak has a lot to do with him as well.
Any last ones for Daniel or Ben? All right, guys, appreciate the time.
Yeah.